In 1945, the World War II Battle of Iwo Jima was fought from February 19th through March 26th and was the bloodiest battle in Marine history, killing 6,821 American servicemen and wounding over 19,000 more. Joining me right now is Dan Vesey, who fought for our country in Iwo Jima and is a member of the Connecticut Veterans Hall of Fame, and Marianne, say it for me?
Mahalio.
Mahalio, from the Iwo Jima Survivors Association. Dan, it's such an honor to have you here with us. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure, thanks.
If you could give me just a little bit of an idea, you know, there's so many things that I know must be going back through your mind, and this 65th reunion coming up, and Marianne, you're going to talk to us in just a little bit about the Candlelight Vigil. It's also going to be the day before the reunion. But if you could, Dan, you know, as a kid back then in 1945, what was it like? Why was Iwo Jima so important to the United States of America?
Well, when we first started out, none of us realized why it was important, but after it was all over, we did. Iwo Jima was a place where the Japanese had their fighter interceptor planes, and our bombers flying out of Guam and Saipan were being shot down on the way, and on the way back were wounded men and damaged planes and had no place to ditch but the ocean. And Iwo Jima provided a place for them to land. The battle was one of the main reasons, but it was also fought, and we needed Iwo Jima because, as everyone knows afterward, the atomic bombs had to be brought there to end the war. And there was no way the country was going to put atomic bombs in planes that could be shot down on the way. So Iwo Jima eliminated that possibility.
It really had to be amazing, you know, when you go back to that point in time. But how did it really affect Connecticut men? How many Connecticut men did we lose there?
We lost 100 Connecticut men out of the 6,800, and I'm not sure how many of them were wounded. But our park, our National Iwo Jima Memorial Park, lists them on the memorial itself, and we fly a flag for each one of them at the park every day.
You know, and let's talk a little bit about the park. You know, in 1995, the park was dedicated. The statue was unveiled. It's an amazing thing to see over there, right on the side of Route 9 on the Newington Britain line. Marianne, tell us a little bit about Support Our Survivors of Iwo Jima organization.
Yes, we're a group of volunteers who really care about the survivors, and we'd like to help them accomplish things that they'd like to get done, such as the candlelight ceremony, open house, help them with parades, anything they need, posters, pictures, history, things like that.
Now, is it primarily you and your husband Gary that are doing all of this? I mean, do you need more help for this? Or
yes.
what?
Well, we're the ones who started it. We have some other members who have joined. It's a free organization. And we're just here to help out the survivors. And also, we extend our help to other World War II veterans whenever possible. This
is terrific. And from what I understand, you're a fairly young group that just started out when you saw this, and you wanted to make sure that this carries on. Because, I mean, Dan, you're losing a lot of your survivors, right?
Oh, yeah. We're all late 80s and 90s, but I'd like to say at this time we're very, very appreciative of the foundation, Marianne and her group, that have at this time renovated the park. Since it was started, nothing has ever been done. All upkeep and maintenance have been there, and they have new fencing now, new walkways, new entranceway, and we'd like to thank you very much.
I mean, if you look at your screen, that is an absolutely beautiful. And I will say that I've been there quite a few times myself, and it's so peaceful there, and you really walk around there and just realize, you know, as they say, some gave all gave some. I mean, it was just amazing that you guys have done that. Now, you've got this great reunion plan. You've got a lot of wonderful things coming up. I'm sure the camaraderie is really strong, but you're saying that this will actually be the last time that you have a reunion of the Iwo Jima survivors?
I'm afraid that's probably right. There might be a few that are left get together now and then, and we have our secretary-treasurer who's chairing this reunion, and we probably have 3 times as many as we had at the last one, only because we're calling it the last, and they're coming from all over in their 90s and 80s, and we're holding it during the day this time because most of the veterans have to have their kids drive them, and it's during the day. Nobody will have to drive at night, and we'll provide what transportation is necessary for those that can't come.
And of course, Marianne, for the people that want to come over to the vigil, we want to point out, what time is the actual vigil going to be?
Well, we're having people arrive between 6 and 6:30, and that's when we'll register people who would like to have the name of a loved one read, and they're also invited to toll a bell for their loved one, and we'll all be lighting candles at the same time and have taps and a rifle salute, and a couple other things are in the works. So and it's also an opportunity for people to come and see the park and see how it's been renovated and get to actually speak with survivors, because that's a very unique opportunity.
And they will actually be there on the 14th. We want to say don't get thrown off by candlelight because of the fact that it is actually during the daytime.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys, we want to keep them driving during the day.
Last year, it went so long that by the time we were still calling names, it was dark. So that's why we have to start earlier.
All right. And then, of course, the following day will be the reunion over at Woodwinds. Can we bring the information up on the screen so the folks at home? This is going to be the 65th Iwo Jima Survivors Reunion, August 15th, 12 to 5 p.m. at Woodwinds in Brantford. And if you'd like more information about how you get involved or about it, you can actually go to our website and check it out. But, you know, I can't believe when I think back of the fact of how many when you look in your newspaper every day, and how many of our veterans from the different wars are passing away daily, and especially from World War II. Just the fact, Dan, that you're able to take a little time to come over here and...
Let me make one point, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
They say it's a Marine Corps memorial for Battle of Iwo Jima, but we've had people come there with the ashes of a loved one that fought in other battles in Europe and everything. So it's really a memorial to the veterans that fought in World War II.
So if you're out there and you've got someone in your family and this is you have a veteran and you have some ashes that you want to spread, it's perfectly appropriate for you to go over there and spread those ashes with that. And when you walk around that memorial and you read some of the notes and you see some of the things that people left behind, you really should go. It's over in Newington. It's right off of Route 9. It's just an amazing thing. When you walk through, and you can't, even this picture doesn't really do it justice, because you can walk right up, you can touch that stone, and some of those rocks and it's made of are actually from Iwo Jima.
Came from Iwo Jima, We don't want to tell you how they got there, please.
No, let's not ask any questions. And of course, there's so many great guys that helped build that, and I know you started raising money back in 1987 and finally got it brought to fruition in 1995, and it's just amazing that you were able to make this all happen, and it's just, you've got to take the time, especially if you live here in Connecticut. This is an amazing thing to go over there and look at. And again, the dates again for the Candlelight Vigil, if you can, Mary?
The Candlelight is August 14th. People can arrive between 6 and 6:30. The ceremony will start at 6:30. We're going to have some things for people to look at while they're arriving, and we want to stress that this is open to the public. Anyone who wants to honor any servicemen who fought or served at any time is welcome to come, and we're going to, you know, toll a bell for everyone who wants to be remembered.
God bless you, both of you, for doing so much. You're really, really just fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. We are honored.
We thank you, young man.
All right, come.